Hello and welcome to everyone. Today our guest is MMA fighter Aaron Khalid. Aaron, thank you so much for accepting the interview invitation. I'm pleased, I'm very much thrilled to have you in my show. Can you please say a few words about yourself so we can continue with the interview? Thank you so much for accepting.
It's okay. Thank you for having me. I'm Aaron Khalid. I fight out of Cardiff, Wales. Train at the Matt Academy in Treforest. My record's 10-5-1. I had my 10th win recently. On K-Draw is 1-1-4, the trilogy.
That's outstanding, got to say. Really, really outstanding. When did you start training MMA?
MMA when I was 17, so 10 years ago.
Excellent. So, which one is your fundamental martial art? Do you have one or you're well rounded?
Pretty well-rounded, I'd say, but I started off as a boxer and then went into kickboxing and then didn't really click with any of them. So then went into MMA and it just took like a duck to water, really.
So, your fighting style is MMA or more striking?
MMA.
So, pure MMA. That's awesome.
Pure
What,
MMA.
how would you elaborate your nickname?
King.
Yes?
Because I am one. It's just as simple as that. It's just something that come out of nowhere, to be honest with you, and it stuck with me. And like, it's a good nickname, isn't it?
Well, yeah, many people have nicknamed the King. For example, Aviv the King Ghazali. You probably know him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Bellator fighter. Who's coaching you at the moment?
Coaching Lewis Long and Wayne Samways are the head coaches of the Matt Academy.
Excellent. Can we talk about your first amateur fight? How did you feel heading into the first amateur fight?
My first amateur fight was quite a surprise to me. I went up to the show to watch a couple of the boys I trained with fight, and they had a fighter drop out. They needed someone to step in, so I put my hand up, stepped in, weighed fully clothed at 68 kg. The guy was 70 kg. So we made that fight, and I won first round TKO. Like, to my surprise, I thought it was the end of the round when the ref stopped there. Went back to my corner. I was like, oh, so the next round's coming up. They're like, no, you've won. It's over. I was like, oh, what? Buzzing.
Ah, that's excellent, excellent. Do you have your toughest amateur opponent anyway?
Pardon?
Do you have toughest amateur opponent? Toughest?
My toughest amateur. Jack Tucker, who's another Welsh MMA fighter as well. He was my toughest amateur opponent, I think.
So yeah, it seems your country has a pretty much great fighters lately, you know. Very, very much
No,
great.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. We got more coming through as well. There's a lot of young guys that'll be breaking through soon.
Yeah, I know. For example, you know, MMA is becoming global thing, and I'm pretty much happy because of it. So, what do you think of, what do you think generally of your trademark move? Can you please say something that means, for example, it's Aaron Khalid and that's it? You know,
Darce chokes.
Dark jokes.
Darce jokes. Yeah, I think a lot of people who've trained with me, who know me, know I'm good at Darce jokes, and I'll find it for anyway. Every path leads to the Darce. So yeah.
All right. Since you're a Dark joke, this is technical question. Can you please tell to our fans because I've got that question many times, but I've never seen someone saying Dark joke. So, can you please elaborate the difference between Darce and Anaconda?
Um, more of where the positioning is. I think with the Anaconda, you're more head on with your opponent, and you do with that kind of gator roll thing. Where the Darce, I tend to get it from top half guard, and it's the same principle. They get the underhook, you reach your arm through around the back of the head, and you're dropping your hips on them instead of rolling around with them. I think there might be more of a technical difference between them both, but that's the difference I find with them. It's just a grip switch.
Yeah, so it's basically a grip switch because my fans many times ask me Anaconda Darce. I know to recognize it when I do live commentary. I know to recognize it, no problem. But you know this technical stuff and so on. I know whether it's Darce, Anaconda, not problem. But technical stuff, you are in the ring all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for replying this question. So can we now discuss your first professional fight?
My first professional fight. Oh shit. That was against a fella called Mark Skidmore, I believe. And I think to me it was my first professional fight, but to the rules there was it was called Pro B class, which I didn't quite understand what was going on. But there was not a lot of difference between that and amateur, apart from we were allowed a knee to the head and elbows. And again, I think I won that with armbar in the first round. He took me. We stood on the feet for a bit. We traded a few kicks, a few strikes. Then I shot in, took him down. He managed to turn me onto my back, and I flipped the armbar from guard.
You fought Wayne Drake on 2 occasions, so what do you think of him as an opponent?
Wayne Drake, good guy, good opponent as well. He very, very tricky on the ground. Yeah, very unorthodox, like grappling style and striking style. But yeah, I haven't got much to say about Wayne Drake.
How did you choke out Kyle Banger?
Carl Benga, yeah, that was a last minute fight as well. He came out southpaw, which was the guy I was training for wasn't a southpaw. Carl Benga took this fight on a day's notice, at a weight class above what we were meant to be scheduled at. So he came out southpaw. I was like, a bit shook it off. So I switched to southpaw as well. Landed 2 kicks, one low and one to the body that marked him up instantly. Then he shot me. He took me down with a power double. I managed to get to his back pretty easy and just choked him out.
When you fight a southpaw, for example, I'm southpaw by myself, and I have very big problem when somebody fights southpaw. Not normal to me, I got used to right-handed guys. When you fight southpaw, does it affect you?
Yeah and no. We got kind of a few southpaws at the gym now, so I'm kind of getting used to that and used to their footwork, how they throw stuff. So back then it was a problem. Like when Carl Benga came out, I was like, oh, this is new to me. But at the moment, no, we got quite a lot of southpaws at the gym.
So southpaw always goes to a different side, and technically sometimes you need to train different training sessions, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's like a whole different way of moving when they're southpaws, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
their right leg's closer to your left leg, their left hand's always like right down the middle.
Yeah, very much weird. You fought Andre Goncalves to a draw. So I've heard many rumors about Andre Goncalves as an opponent. I heard that it's very hard to survive 3 rounds with him. Some fighters told me that. Is it true or not?
I don't think I had a problem surviving 3 rounds. It was more of a problem of trying to. I don't know where I kind of. I think that was a catchweight fight at 73 kg. I think Micah killed me off. I think that was my last fight going that low before I went up to welterweight. I think if I had more in the tank weight wise, I would have beaten. But it was a good scrap. It was back and forth, good grappling exchanges with him. He got out a lot of my sneaky trying to chokes. I was trying to get him in. Yeah, it was fun. I don't think it was that difficult to survive, but it was more difficult trying to put him away more than anything. He was very versatile in the striking department and the grappling department.
How did you submit Adam Proctor? Adam Proctor fought for the title against Mason Jones, so it means he's a very dangerous fighter. He reached the title shot.
Proctor, yeah, that was my first fight on Cage Warriors, my first big fight at welterweight as well. And he controlled me for the whole 5 minutes. He got given the nickname in our gym as the human backpack because he was on my back for the whole 5 minutes. And then the second round, come out, he took me down again. I went for the heel hook from bottom. We managed to hit a scramble, go on top, and he just gave me his back. Pretty simple, to be honest with you. I think I locked in the choke once. He got out of it. I hit him a few times. He gave me his back again, and I locked it in and put him out with it.
Excellent. You fought also Ross Houston, who's now a Bellator fighter on 2 occasions. Both losses via unanimous decision, but I watched both of these fights and it was entertaining for me to watch. But what do you think about your performance in those fights?
The first fight I had with him, I was disappointed with my performance. I didn't feel myself in there, and he just capitalised on that. He beat me out wherever the fight was, on the feet, in the clinch, on the ground. The second fight, I have no excuses for my performance. I felt good. I was going in there good with a good head. He was just the better man on the day.
So, against Haakon Foss, or however you pronounce him, kind of hard to pronounce his name in my native. So, we say Haakon Foss, don't know how you say. Anyway, Darce choke. How did you secure the arch choke? So, it's your special strike, so can you do more in a technical way?
I think once it hit the ground, I got, was it half guard or mount? I had something, he I had his back at one point. He turned back into me, but I was comfortable because I like being on top. And he again went for that. Tried going for the underhook because it's the natural way to get out of bottom half. And I just fed my arms through and got to that darts and then dropped my hips, circled round and got it.
Against Mick Stanton, we learned something new. I honestly didn't know that you do Bravo choke that well, right? So Mick Stanton actually is, to me at least, Mick Stanton is a very very good fighter from what I've seen, and congrats on finish him. I was like, not gonna lie to you, I didn't expect you're gonna finish him via submission. Not gonna lie to you, don't take it personally, but.
No, I won't. I won't.
So, how did you succeed to win him? What was the tactics for this fight? Did you have some special preparation? Did you have opponents that were simulating him, or?
No, we didn't have anyone simulating. I just trained the hardest I could be. Like this camp, I trained ridiculous amount. Like the hardest I ever trained in my life. I knew what he was good at. Whenever I get matched with opponents, I get obsessed with them. I watch all their fights. I like to break them down myself. So in my head, I knew he was going to come out with heavy right hooks, left hooks, go for that single leg. What I was more shocked at was how easily he gave me his neck, considering most of my wins have come by chokes. I didn't think he was giving me his neck so easily. So once he did get that single, I did get that chin strap on it around his neck. I thought, oh, I've got it here, and I fed my other arm through. And I was like, whoa, this is coming on easier than I thought. So I just went for it, and ended up getting the anaconda for me.
It was a really, really great way to finish the fight. And what are your plans for the future? Actually, now you have wins over very, very good names. Of course, Lahore loss came as a big surprise, but anyway, right now you're on one win skid, right?
Yeah.
So, do you have somebody in your sights for the next fight?
I was looking at the rankings yesterday. Everyone else in front of me and like the few places below me in the rankings are all signed with different promotions. So I don't know what Cage Warriors have got in store for me next. But I'm planning to fight in November, and I'm going to train like I'm going to fight in November. So starting next week, I think that's 7 weeks till November when they got planned, and I'm going to go into camp again for that until they give me a name. And I don't know who they got planned for me, but I'm going to treat it like a fight camp ready for someone.
That's excellent. Can't wait for your next fight. And got to be entertaining for sure. Would you like to add something? Maybe you would like to greet someone, or is there maybe something you missed to say?
Just thank you to everyone at the Matt Academy. Thank you to Wayne Samways, Lou Long, all the boys who helped me prepare for this fight. They sacrificed their time, they invested into me. It's amazing. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you so much for this interview, and thank you for sharing these amazing stories. I will post the video tomorrow, just to know, as it's getting late. I've got 2 more interviews locked in, so tomorrow your interview will be posted.
Cheers, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Have a great day.